Good morning. This is Pastor Max checking in with you, and you probably will notice that this morning I was able to go get my hair cut, and I had more hair than I had had in 30 years, and so I myself am even getting used to seeing myself with a whole lot less hair. And so, friends, this morning I just want to offer a word of hope and encouragement. And there's a story, I don't know if it's true or not, but the story goes like this. There was a storm, and this young man, he was on vacation with his family, and he was a young boy, about 8 or 10 years old. And overnight, this storm blew in, and they were staying at the beach on the ocean, and the storm washed up all of these starfish onto the beach. And so the next morning, this young boy, he goes out, and there were just thousands and thousands of starfish up on the beach. And so he begins to bend down and pick up one starfish and throw it into the ocean. And he kept doing that time and time again. And this older man, he comes by and he says, "Son, what are you doing? You can't make a difference. Look at all these starfish. There are thousands of them on the beach. You will never make a difference." To which the young boy, he stopped and he bent down again, and he picked up another starfish and he threw it back into the ocean. And he looked at the old guy and he said, "I just made a difference to that one." Today I want to have a word with you about a difference and what we are here for. You can see behind me there's a blanket, and this is up in the choir loft here at Gibsonburg United Methodist Church. And this past February, we took this collection for Church World Service Project, and I was forwarded an email just yesterday. And the email shared about, because of the pandemic, how many blankets were collected and how many were distributed. And sometimes we think the need is so great and we can't make a difference. And sometimes we think, why on earth am I here? If I truly can't make a difference, what does it matter if I put that $5 in for a blanket? You can see all the hearts behind me on this blanket, and each heart represents a blanket that was donated. And during this pandemic, those blankets, they went to help people. Sometimes we focus on the wrong things and we think, hey, I can't do enough. The meals that we're serving at the outreach center on Wednesdays and Fridays and Sundays, sometimes the need seems to be overwhelming. And yet, friends, we need to focus on making a difference to that one, not the whole deal. Because God never designed us to meet the whole need. He designed us to do a part. In the last couple of days, I've been thinking about Esther. Now, if you remember the story of Esther from the Old Testament, you will know that Esther, she became queen. Now, Esther, she was Jewish, and there was a plot to harm the Jews. And so Mordecai was Esther's relative, and he was staying outside the city gate. And so there was this conversation that took place. And listen to Mordecai's words to Esther. He says this, "Yet who knows whether you have come to the kingdom for such a time as this?" Who knows, Christian? Who knows, church? That for such a time as this, that God hasn't had you live on this earth for such a day as this. And I believe that is true, friend. I believe it's true for all of us, that for such a time as this, that God has a purpose, He has a plan, and we can't focus on, hey, the need is too great, the need is too vast. We have to focus on God's purpose for us. You see, God had a purpose for Esther to go into the king and to speak on behalf of her people. And she knew that that risked her being killed herself. And yet she went and she did that after much prayer and fasting. And so today, Christian, today, church, I am calling all of us to, for such a time as this, to know that what we did in February, God has used that to bless many. What we are doing on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays at the Outreach Center with the other churches in the community, God is using to bless many. And if you're in this area today at 2:45, we will be social distancing, and we will be taking a music moment to a couple individuals in our church community. And I invite you to meet us here at the church at 2:45. And for such a time as this, may you and may I make a difference for that one, and that one only. May we make a difference for all those that we come across by offering a kind word, a word of hope and encouragement. May we make the difference that God has put us on this earth to make in those people's lives this day, today. And so, friends, church, Christian, all of you that are checking in, I hope and I pray that you are staying safe, you are staying healthy, and that you will be like Esther, and you will step up and be like that young man on the beach, and you will make a difference to that one today, friend. So share this video, be the word of hope and encouragement, pick up the phone, write a card, mail it, and encourage one another during this time, and know and step into the reality that for such a time as this, God has you living on this earth for his purposes. God bless you all, friends, and we'll continue to check in with you, and may you be blessed, and may the loving God keep you and bless you this day.